Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and welcome to another first look at the default aircraft in Flight Simulator 2024. And today we are going to have a look at the TBM930, an aircraft that we already know from Flight Simulator 2020, however, one that has seen a couple of updates and that has received a brand new look as well. So, beautiful modeling, beautiful systems, and with that, let's hope we are gonna have a beautiful flight from from Inibuild Innsbruck over to SimWings Munich Airport on Vatzen. So let's start with the most important things here, taking away all the covers and the chocks, and then we can dock down the wing and also get off the pitot probe cover over here. An easy one to miss, but one that is gonna have some rather dire consequences. Something I like as well is the cover of the windscreen that we have up here. Also, we do have some click spots on the outside model so that we can open all those doors over here or over here. And of course, also over here, giving us a lovely look at the engine. Alright though, we're not here to learn maintenance tasks today, we're here to go flying, so let's go ahead and close those up and then take a seat on the captain's seat of our TBM930. And now let's close that door again, so that we do get a little bit of silence as we're about to make our way towards our destination Munich. Now, sometimes those doors can be a little bit itchy, as you can see, but here we go, that door is closed. And now we have it much nicer than previously, with that EasyJet producing a little bit of noise over there. Alright, internal model is just as good as it always used to be, and we finally also have the possibility to actually walk through the model and have a look at everything over here. Now that includes being able to open the aft door, so let's unlock it and then we can open the aft door over here. Which is really quite cool, isn't it? However, it's getting a little bit too loud for my taste, so let's just close that thing again. Here we go, hold it, and door is closed. Wonderful. Okay, very cool. So let's take a seat in the cockpit then and prepare our TBM for a short 30-minute flight over to Munich. We do have a checklist available from flightsim.to, which we are gonna follow today. So, pre-flight checklists. Flight plan checked. And we do have the flight plan available from SimBrief, which we can see right down here. So let's go into the SimBrief dispatch, view flight, and this is it. We're departing at 15:55 UTC on the Oscar Echo Delta Yankee India. We have good weather conditions throughout the flight, which we can quickly check down here. But you can already see it outside. It's beautiful conditions, only a few clouds. The sun is setting beneath the valley though. Oh, and that looks expensive over at the Transavia. GSX pushback in progress, I assume. But boy, that looks good. That looks good. Gotta take a screenshot of that one. Alright, so, all of that out of the way. Our aircraft is loaded up, the weather is checked, weight and balance is checked, landing gear handle is down, the oxygen system is turned on, we have all the lights turned off. Then the crash lever is down, starter is off, and ignition is, well, it's supposed to be on auto, so let's put it on auto. Auxiliary boost pump is turned off, the fuel selector is on manual for the time being, autopilot and trims off, anti-icing and air conditioning are all off, inertial separator is off, park and brake is well hidden, but is off, sorry, is on, and the throttle is in the cutoff position. Okay then, that's our pre-flight checklist complete. Let's go for the before start checklist. And for that, first of all, we do need some electricity, so let's go ahead and turn that crash lever up. Come on. And the source selector can go onto the battery so that we get our avionics up and running. And then we can go ahead and grab ourselves the current ATIS and the startup clearance from air traffic control. So the ATIS is available on 126.030. Let's find that down here. 12603.
This is Innsbruck Information Oscar. At time 1520 Zulu, runway in use by ADC. Transition level not determined, automatic weather report. Wind 270 degrees 6 knots. Visibility more than 10 kilometers, no cloud detected. Temperature -2, dew point -8 QNH 1017. No Ziegfees was Innsbruck Information Oscar.
Okay, information Oscar is on board, and then input radar is on 128.975.
1520 Zulu, runway in use by ADC.
Alright, and come to 121.5. Alright, let's go and get our clearance. Input radar, Servus, Oscar Echo Delta Yankee India, information Oscar, request startup and clearance to München.
Oscar Echo Delta Yankee India, Innsbruck radar, Servus, Yoke München, Mach 3 Hotel Departure, climb initially flight level 120, squawk 1000.
Oscar Echo Delta Yankee India is cleared to München, Mach 3 Hotel Departure, climb flight level 120, squawk 1000.
Correct.
And request startup, Oscar Echo Delta Yankee India.
Choice.
Block to repeat for ECH95.
Via Alpha to the apron, stand of your choice.
Alpha to the apron, stand of our choice. Thank you, have a good day, ECH95.
And Oscar Echo Delta Yankee India, request startup.
Oscar Yankee India, squawk 1000, startup is approved.
Squawk 1000, startup approved, Oscar Yankee India. Okay, so we do need that startup clearance, because otherwise we can't turn on the engine, and, well, our aircraft would run out of battery rather quickly. Alright then, continue with the before start checklist, please. Briefing completed, ATIS and start clearance is copied and received, charts and procedures are available, so crash lever is up, source selector is on battery, generator is set to main. Then we do have the lights and alarms tested.
235, start and push is approved, phase 3.
Oh boy, getting too many messages here. Once you get on WhatsApp, immediately I'm pounded by private messages. I mean, I do appreciate people appreciating what I'm doing on the channel, but sometimes it's getting a little bit much. Okay, lights and alarms tested, landing gear lights are tested, fuel on board is checked, residual ITT is checked below 150, battery voltage is checked greater than 24 volts, CAS checked, and lights are set. Before start checklist complete, so let's start the engines. For that we have engine ignition, checked auto, auxiliary boost pump. So that one is located again where? Haven't flown this aircraft in a little while. Here it is. Auxiliary boost pump on. CAS message. Aux boost pump on is checked. Then propeller area is clear. Then let's go ahead and start the engine. So starter on. Now we're looking for 13% N2, or rather 13% NG, as it's called on this aircraft. The oil pressure is already rising, the oil is pretty cold, so it could get rather warm. And here we go, 13%. So power is on, and we have ignition, the engine is starting up, very nice. And then we are running at 52%, so the starter is returned into off, and then we can do the after start checklist, please. So throttle into flight idle. Then NG 70%, that should start coming any moment once the prop is actually all the way up. So oil pressure and temperatures are checked, auxiliary boost pump, auto. Fuel selector, auto. So, fuel selector switch button, press to check. So let's press that, and now we're on the right tank. Try that one more time. press it, and now we're on the left tank. Perfect, so that's working. Then autopilot and trims are checked on. Generator
Behind the
is
Airbus line up and wait.
on and checked. Alright, CAS checked. Still get the main generator warning, but that should go off any moment. Alright, transponder. We've got Squawk 1000 and on. Lights. Well, the nav light is on. And instruments are set after start checklist complete. So let's go ahead with our avionics setup. For that we'll go down into the MFD and let's start with the flight plan initialization. Lima, Oscar, Whiskey, India, Innsbruck, destination, Echo, Delta, Delta, Mike, München. Then procedure, departure, and we were cleared for the Mokti 3 hotel departure, which we have down here, and we can load that one up. And then we have a fairly quick route, which is via Papa 66 Nasas, Tango 103 Betas. So Mokti, Airway, Papa 66, Nasas, load, and from there, Airway, Tango 103, Betas, load. And last but not least, Munich. Approach will be an ILS approach 08 right, and we'll take the Betas 08 transition, load that one as well, and thank you. For our VNAV, VNAV is enabled, and that's literally all we gotta set up there. So, that's our flight plan completed. Then let's continue with our weights. We have a crew of 170 pounds. Payload are 5 passengers at 170 pounds each, plus 50 pounds of cargo. Then for the takeoff data we can simply synchronize the fuel, and with that we can accept the flight plan initialization. Last but not least, let's go ahead and collect our charts, and I will go for the night option already. Here we go, and you can give me that chart in full screen mode, please. Thank you very much. Alright, looks excellent. So, that's that part of our setup. Then let's go ahead and run over to the primary flight display, and over here I'm gonna go for the chart as well. Again, night mode. And then flight plan, let's cross-check that everything is correct. So we go towards Whiskey India 505, which is above 4,000 feet, maximum 210 knots. Then we continue via 506, above 7,850 feet. Well, we don't really seem to have those restrictions in here, but that is kind of fine for me. We'll have a look at them on the chart over here. Then we continue via waypoint 507 above 8,400 feet. Then we have waypoint 802 and Mokti, and the initial climb is level 120 that ATC has already cleared us for. Well, and with that our avionics setup is more or less complete. Let's go ahead and dial in the altitude. Flight level 120, and then we recorded the ATIS a little bit earlier on. I hope you guys did just write them down. So the QNH is 1017, that's set. And we can set the QNH on the standby as well. So 1900 should be the indication, which is roughly here. So 3003 it is. Alright, perfect. And with that, we are ready to go. Oscar Yankee India, request taxi.
Oscar Yankee India behind the Ryanair 737, taxi holding point runway 26 via Bravo, QNH 1017.
Got the Ryanair 737, taxi holding point runway 26 via Bravo, QNH 1017, and we will be able for an intersection Bravo departure Oscar Yankee India.
Das habe ich mir gedacht.
Yo. I like it. Cool guy. Alright, so everything's set down there. Then park and brake is released. So, taxi light on. Let's go. Brake check. Brakes okay.
Ryanair 235, line up, backtrack runway 26 and wait.
Right up and left check, runway 26, FD5.
Postman 2 Hotel Tango, this is flight level 140. 140.
Okay, the Ryanair is lining up. Then we'll have to wait for a little bit until we can depart, because the Ryanair is most likely flying a SID that is gonna take him straight back to the airport and then departing via Rattenberg across the valley. So we'll have to see how they are going to manage that.
607 is airborne through 3500.
Xavier 607, identified, climb flight level 160.
Climb 160, split Transavia 607.
Okay, so let's do the taxi checklist, please. Clearance is obtained, park and brake is off, and tell you what, actually back on again already. So we do have a little door caution over there. Yeah, here it is. Now it's locked. Is that the only one? No. Another one from the back as well. So both doors are locked.
Yankee India behind departing Ryanair 737, line up runway 26 and wait behind.
Oscar Yankee India behind the Ryanair 737, line up runway 26 behind. Alright, let's continue the checklist. Instruments checked, pitot heat is on, taxi lights are set, ignition auto, stall heat is on. Then inertial separator off, trim. Set for takeoff, flaps. Okay, and that Ryanair is already gone. Perfect. So, brakes released and line up, please. Okay, so bleed, auto, or is it? A little bit laggy right now. Here we go, bleeds auto.
Identified 2600, climb flight level 160.
160 in SD5.
Okay. Ammeter is checked, ICAS checked, CAS checked, altimeter checked, taxi checklist complete. Alright, so we're ready to go down here. Transponder on alt. Now we just gotta wait for the Ryanair. He's up there, and I think once he's out of the way, we are gonna get our takeoff clearance.
Yankee India, wind 270 degrees, 1 knot, runway 26, you cleared for takeoff, base caution, big turbulence.
Oscar Yankee India, runway 26, cleared for takeoff. Okay. So, all lights on, and with that, we are ready to go.
Xavier 550, descent flight level 1.
Takeoff.
Speed 250.
And start the timer.
Xavier 5 Whiskey, descent flight level 130.
Set thrust.
50.
Sorry, speed 250, 130, Transavia 160.
Xavier 6 Tango 7, Metro not available, but the company is now in and out of you.
Okay. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. So, very stable. That's my first impression here. Really, really stable. And a beautiful rate of climb, that much is for sure.
ET224 Alpha requesting IFR clearance
Okay,
to
nav.
Luton via file.
Flight level change, autopilot,
Good evening, you're clear to Luton via...
and then time to accelerate.
Hotel departure. climb initially flight level 120, your squawk 4676.
So 160 knots, flaps up.
Clear destination Luton via the Mod T3 hotel departure. Flight initial climb 120. Squawk 4676, easy 224 Alpha.
Easy 224 Alpha, read packet correct. And 2 Hotel Tango, descend flight level 120.
130.
Okay, we made the first restriction, 4,000 feet.
Further climb, Unicom 122, 18, bye.
Over Unicom, 12618, thank you.
Oscar Yankee India, identified 4600, climb flight level 160.
Oscar in Kenya, climb flight level 160. Set. 16,000 checked. Now look at that. I have a feeling I know what the title image will be. This looks gorgeous. Really gorgeous. Flight Simulator 2024 at its best. Right, nonetheless, we still got to do a little bit of flying here. So let's do the climb checklist. Lights on. Torque is set. Inertial separator off. Speed checked. Engine instrument systems checked. And CAS checked. And that's the climb checklist complete.
Ryanair 235, further climb, Unicom 1228, bye-bye.
128, for L35, bye-bye.
So, a little bit turbulent up here, but I have a feeling that's gonna get better once we're above the
Innsbruck approach, good evening, easy 62 uniform
mountains.
Zulu. Requesting
So looking down here, other PFD settings, wind, option 3 is on, yeah, 21 knots from 260 degrees. That's coming from right over here, that's of course causing a couple of turbulences. That's kinda expected.
Clear to Luton via the Mod T3 hotel departure. Initial climb flight level 120, squawk 4760, easy 62 uniform Zulu.
I can't get enough of those lovely visuals here.
Sorry, 4670, easy 62 uniform Zulu.
It's a little bit of a pity that you don't have such good visibility from inside the cockpit. Alright, we easily made that restriction, we also made the next one already. So next will be the flight level, or the 11,350 over at waypoint 802.
Yeah, I'm also looking at this as it's happening. I'm not sure what the other pilots do.
If you're unsure what the AP is doing, switch it off.
A visual approach to runway 26 right into the valley. If you keep your present heading, you will get into the valley and descend visually.
Yeah, perfect. I'll descend visually at the up to 26.
Look at that.
Okay,
So stunning. An incredible simulator.
Clear visual approach 26.
Xavier 550, descend 9,500 feet, QNH 101.
So the MSA is 11,800 and we have that now. So this would be a very good point for us to start a right-hand turn into the direction of Munich. She doesn't seem to agree though. Okay, she's the boss. Oscar Yankee India, we're visual with the terrain. Any right-hand turns available?
Oscar Yankee India, visually direct Oster.
Visually direct Oster, Oscar Yankee India. Awesome. So, flight plan. Then, expand that airway, please. Oster, direct, insert. Perfect. So, all visual.
Clear to land,
Xavier 550 after Ratzenberg, direct to Advik. And
Now that's the kind of view I like in this aircraft. Finally we can see something outside.
after Ratzenberg, direct Advik,
So, all clear outside.
Oscar Yankee Uniform, Oscar Yankee India, further climb, Unicom 128, bye.
128, Oscar Yankee India, thank you so much, bye bye. Okay, so it's done that.
Easy 5-1 upper Tango.
We're climbing to flight level 240 final.
Stand 6, Airbus A320-200.
Easy Mike 1 Alpha Tango, integrator, good evening.
And since we're in Honeycomb, we can go a little bit further. Let's go direct to Betos,
4672.
which is cutting our flight short a little bit.
To 3 hotel departure, initial climb 120.
Okay, 46 miles to Betos. I think we got to be in level 130 or something over there. So from level 240 descending 130 will be 11 miles, so 33 miles. Okay, I tend to say level 240 might be a little bit high then. Let's make it flight level 200 final. Like that. Okay, perfect. Then a couple things here. Let's turn on. Oh, those panel lights are a little bit bright here. This is probably better. Something like that. Makes the displays a little bit easier to read as well. Okay, so he sent us over to 1 to 2.8. Let's do that. It's not going to be long, hopefully, though. Munich approach is online, so let's go ahead and collect the arrival ATIS. 123 130.
Runway 08, left and 08 right runways and use 08, left and 08 right. Transition level 60, wind 080 degrees 5 knots. Cab OK. Temperature -2, dew point -5 QNH 1017 trans. Nozick Moonkin information November. Out.
Okay, they have runway 08 active. That's basically all we wanted to know.
Moonkin info.
Alright. Very good. Then 08 right, as we entered it, is probably going to be final. 1000 to go. Vertical speed. Well then, let's go ahead and grab the arrival charts. So, runway 08 right. And then we need frequency 109.3. Let's do that on the other unit. So 1093 is auto-tuned active. In case of missed approach, straight at 1DME Delta Mike Sierra, that's going to be 115.0. And a right-hand turn towards Ottersberg on 112.3. And I tell you what, we'll do 112.3 into here. And 1150 in nav2, so that way we just swap both of them. And that's it. The minimum is going to be 1686. And for that we got to remember the ATIS, which said that the temperature is currently -2, so we need to apply cold temperature correction. So we are going to use a minimum at 20 feet greater than what the chart has. So if that one over here says 1686, then we're going to use 1706. Okay, 1706 is selected. Speedbox, we can turn all of them on for the approach already. 85 knots. Well, then we can get rid of the R, of course. So 85 is the important one. Okay. The rest will be auto-tuned, and that's it. Landing elevation round about 1500. So systems, landing field elevation from the FMS, and that's correctly tuned. Perfect. And that's the contact me from approach already. Told you we could have called him directly, probably. Alright, 12078. München Radar, schönen guten Abend. Oscar Echo Delta Yankee India. Flight level 200, inbound Betos, information November.
Oscar Echo Delta Yankee India, München Radar, hello, identified information November, correct, descent to flight level 100.
Descent flight level 100, Oscar Echo Delta Yankee India. Okay, level 100, vertical speed. Suppose 1,000 feet a minute is gonna do. Okay, perfect. So, last but not least, let's take the charts on the left-hand side. ILS 08 right, and that's it.
KLM 061 Kilo, contact München Tower 118, estimate 705.
And over here we can prepare the taxi chart. Like that.
Oscar Yankee India, fly heading 010, vector for runway 08 right.
Oscar Yankee India, heading 010, vector 08 right. Heading.
Echo Whiskey Whiskey 6014, monitor Unicom 122, that's from Lake,
Unicom MV6014.
Okay, perfect. So, procedures, activate vectors to final.
Go expect a runway 08 left.
And then the FAF is 40 miles out. We need 1600 feet a minute to get there. Bing 5000, 1600.
70 Bravo, turn left heading.
So, vertical speed 1600 is selected.
Turn left heading 10
Well,
clear, let's approach 08.
Last but not least, we'll set the course. We need 080 degrees for the approach course. And here we go, course 080. With that, we are all prepared for the approach. Okay, excellent. And that's all we needed to do.
Information November.
Descent Flight 110, information November from Board, and 170 uniform.
So, beautiful scenery outside. Beautiful last bits of the sunset.
Oscar Yankee India, turn left heading 360.
Oscar Yankee India, left heading 360.
Lufthansa 0685, contact München
Heading
Tower
360.
120,
It's a rather strong wind.
Taken, please, Lufthansa 0685.
Lufthansa 0685, contact München Tower 120, decimal 5,
Okay, 120505, we can pre-select that.
Please confirm frequency, Lufthansa 0685. 120 decimal 55?
decimal 505.
120 decimal 505. Entschuldigung, Lufthansa 0685.
Überhaupt kein Problem.
Alright, so. Just for the fun of it, let's turn on a couple of those cabin lights here. So that's the lights we've got up here. It looks like they aren't really doing much. Actually, none of these seems to do a lot. If you look at that, well, the question is... Aha, here we go. So I kinda turned the master switch off. So what's that? The aft lights are working as well. Perfect.
Contact München Tower 118.705.
So, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, well, let's go where it looks better anyway, shall we? This is the look we want to see. And I gotta say, it's a beautiful one.
Oscar Yankee India, descent to flight level 70.
Oscar Yankee India, descent flight level 70. Flight level 70 blue. Okay, still doing 1600 feet a minute. Very nice. 245 knots, even nicer.
Munich radar, hello, Lufthansa 2024, flight.
And well, these guys can keep their lights.
70, flight level 64.
Or not. It would kind of kill the atmosphere, wouldn't it?
Climbing flight level 190, Lufthansa 2024.
Lufthansa November Tango, descent to altitude 5000 feet, QNH 1017.
So now we gotta ask the question why the aircraft is not exactly in trim down there. Well, now it is in trim again. Perfect.
Lufthansa 17 uniform, descent to flight level.
So I just used my keyboard controls there to trim the aircraft again, just to keep you guys in the loop, since it isn't that easy to see.
Heading 230, vector for runway 08 left.
Okay, we are receiving the ILS, India Mike Sierra Echo, and that's what we have on the chart here as well.
Oscar Yankee India, descent to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1017.
Oscar Yankee India, descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1017. So, set 5,000 checked, set QNH. QNH 1017 cross check, passing 11,200 now. Checked. Alright, approach checklist please. Altimeters set, minimums 1706, comms nav GPS set, pressurization checked, fuel is checked and equal, DI is not required, inertial separator not required, and landing lights on below 10,000, which is more or less now, so landing lights on. Alright, approach checklist completed. Look at that. What a beauty. And I don't mean the cabin crew, I'm looking the other way. Just for the emphasis of it.
Oscar Yankee India, descent to altitude 4,000 feet at 2,000 feet per minute or greater.
Oscar Yankee India, descent 4,000 feet, 2,000 feet a minute or greater. Alright, then we actually got to reduce our thrust a little bit.
Uniform descent to altitude 5,000 feet.
Altitude 5,000 feet, Lufthansa 17.
So in order to get a proper point of view here, we just need to go to the side a little bit, otherwise it doesn't let me position my point of view up. But look at that, now we're roundabout at the same level as her. Beautiful view of the city of Munich over there. Really beautiful sight on Munich. And there's the airport. Shall we do a visual? I mean, we have it inside, so...
climbing 7,000 feet.
Wings 223 München radar, hello, identified, proceed direct input, climb to flight level 100.
Direct input, climb to flight level 100, Eurowings.
I suppose we'll let him vector us onto the ILS, just not to mess up his sequencing.
Lufthansa 17 uniform, stop descent altitude 6,000 feet, sorry.
Stop descent altitude 6,000 feet, correction, Lufthansa 17 uniform.
Okay, one aircraft over here.
November Tango, maintain 170 knots for greater.
Then we're gonna get the final turn in a few moments anyway. Below the glass slope now.
India, turn right heading 050, cleared ILS approach runway 08 right.
Oscar Yankee India, right heading 050, cleared ILS 08 right. Okay.
Lufthansa 17 uniform, descent to altitude.
That kinda cancels our descent rate restriction as well.
Descent 5,000 feet
But then
2,000 feet per minute or less, Lufthansa.
the ILS frequency is confirmed, approach mode armed.
Lufthansa 17 uniform correct, turn left heading 110, cleared ILS approach runway 08 left.
Left heading 110, cleared ILS approach runway 08 left, Lufthansa 17 uniform.
Lufthansa November Tango, contact München Tower 118.
So you can nicely see the separation down here on the nav display. He's there, 5 miles ahead, the next one's coming in 5 miles behind. I'll keep the speed up high. Well, even though we have 20 knots tailwind, but until 11 miles I'll keep the speed. And when we take the power lever to idle, the thing is going to slow down like a brick. So I'm not too worried there. Localizer capture. Let's do 500 feet a minute, so that we fly it nicely into the glide slope. And then we can start to pull the power. Of course the autopilot overshot the final for a little bit. But here's what I meant, the speed reduces so easily. That is nothing to worry about at all in this aircraft. Glide slope capture. Go around altitude 5,000 set.
17 uniform, speed 200 knots or less.
200 knots or less, Lufthansa 17 uniform.
Lufthansa 4 Juliet Whiskey, descent to flight level 80.
80,
Okay, looking good.
Yankee India, contact Munition Tower 120.505, servus, goodbye.
120.505 Oscar Yankee India, bye bye.
Mein Departure, Lufthansa.
Stand by.
Lufthansa 70 Bravo at Alpha 8.
Lufthansa 70 Bravo.
Okay, let's start reducing our speed.
Roger.
München Tower, Airbus, Oscar correction, Oscar Echo, Delta Yankee India, ILS 08 right.
Oscar Echo Delta Yankee India, hallo, wind 080 degrees 5 knots, runway 08 right, clear to land.
Runway 08 right, clear to land, Oscar Yankee India. Alright, let's keep the speed somewhere over here. We still have 10 knot tailwind, so 160 knots should be just about fine until 4 nautical miles.
Stand by and hold position.
And we're in VMC, visual conditions, so we can just use the 500 foot gate as well. That way, we are not as much a problem to any succeeding traffic. Alright, 5 miles. Idle power. Slowing down.
Uniform, servus, Lufthansa 17 uniform, establish ILS 08 left.
Lufthansa 17 uniform, hallo.
Okay, gear down.
Contact 91 Alpha, contact apron 121 decimal 780.
11780.
Flaps approach.
Seabird 8023, contact apron 121 780.
And flaps landing.
All stations waiting for clearance, contact now apron 121 710.
Okay, autopilot off. We'll do the rest ourselves. So, 85 knots final approach speed.
Bravo.
Landing checklist. Landing gear.
Lufthansa 70 Bravo, taxi via November.
Down 3 green. Inertial separator off. Flaps landing. Yaw damper off. Speed is checked. And that's our landing checklist complete.
Lufthansa 448, when ready to taxi, contact apron 121 710.
We're ready to taxi, contact apron 121 710.
Lufthansa 215.
And now we actually have a slight headwind.
Lufthansa 215,
Very good.
contact apron 121 710.
121870. Lufthansa 215.
Negative 710.
710. Lufthansa 215.
Lufthansa 17 uniform, wind 080 degrees 5 knots, runway 08 left, clear to land.
So, 500 continue.
To land, WinWings, direct direction, Lufthansa 17 uniform.
Tower, Oscar in Kenya.
Oscar in Kenya.
Just to advise, we had a 20 knot tailwind intercepting the glide slope and a 10 knot tailwind until about 1,000 feet. Then it rapidly changed to a headwind.
Oscar in Kenya, copy, danke. Lufthansa 636, taxi Sierra Bravo 1.
ATC often uses this kind of information in order to decide whether they want to change the runway in light wind conditions.
Lufthansa 636.
So, minimum, continue.
Taxi Sierra Bravo holding point 1.
Let's do the landing first, talk about it later second.
Lufthansa 70 Bravo, contact apron 121 710, ciao.
Contact apron 121.708, Lufthansa 70 Bravo. Ciao, danke.
Negative 710, 121 710.
121.710, Lufthansa 70 Bravo. Danke, tschüss.
Lufthansa 8 November Tango Taxi Alpha 5.
So, power idle.
Contact apron 121 710.
And touchdown. That was a very nice one, I have to say. Alright, we'll just let it roll to the next exit.
Scandinavian 460.
And then we can already bring the taxi charts up that we have prepared.
Scandinavian 460, correction 460, contact apron 121.710.
Contact apron.
So, the taxi lights do start to come into view over there.
710.
121.780, Scandinavian 460.
And then a little bit of brakes, and off the runway we go. That was a thoroughly enjoyable flight, I have to say.
Lufthansa 12 at Hotel, ready for taxi.
Lufthansa 12 to taxi.
Great ATC, great aircraft, great visuals, great simulator. What else can we ask for? Absolutely perfect.
Oscar, Yankee India, taxi Bravo 7, Sierra, entry Sierra 7.
Taxi Bravo 7 Sierra, entry Sierra 7, Oscar Yankee India. Okay, so Bravo 7 takes us straight ahead, then on to Sierra,
TBM November, entry November 4.
and then we'll be going to the right-hand side,
Lufthansa 17 uniform.
Lufthansa 67 Yankee, wind
and we'll probably be parking on the Northern General Aviation apron then.
Terminate right, clear to land, Lufthansa 67 Yankee.
Oscar Yankee India, taxi re-cleared via Sierra, entry Sierra 8.
Recleared Sierra, Sierra 8, Oscar Yankee India. Okay, so off to the right. And then we'll just do a little airport rundfahrt. And here we are. Okay then, after landing items. So, strobe lights off, taxi lights on, and we don't need those pulse lights anymore.
Holding short of Alpha 5, Lufthansa 17 uniform.
Okay, flaps up. Anti-ice is off anyway, and that's the after landing procedures complete. Alright, we're going to Sierra 8, which is just over here. Now let me get that point of view up again. A little bit annoying that it doesn't give me this point of view as a default. But that's about the only annoying thing I found for this flight. Apart from that, I have to say, thoroughly enjoyable. So if we can do a small feedback of the aircraft already, then I gotta say it is a thoroughly enjoyable one. I like the flight dynamics very much. It's a very stable platform, which in my opinion is something that a lot of flight simulator aircraft lack.
Contact apron 121-710, ciao.
121-710, Oscar Yankee India, ciao.
November 3.
8023, say again.
8023, taxi to entry November 3 via Center 2.
Okay,
November
the
3,
entry is
Center 2,
clear.
with 8023.
München Airplane, hello, Oscar Echo, Delta Yankee India, taxiing entry Sierra 8.
Oscar Yankee India, apron service, taxi to GAT, parking position Golf 12 via Echo 2, Delta 3, Echo 3, Kilo 1.
Taxi position Golf 12 via Sierra 8, and sorry, missed the rest, Oscar Yankee India.
Oscar Yankee India, no worries, via Echo 2, Delta 3, Echo 3 and Kilo 1.
Via Echo 2, Delta 3, Echo 3 and Kilo 1, Oscar Yankee India, position Delta 12. Okay, so Echo 2, Delta 3 is going to be to the right hand side, and then we'll go via the aft part over there. So we're clear on both sides, then Delta 3 is going to be to the right hand side, and he gave us the center line, neither the blue nor the orange. So, over to the right side, over here.
118.705.
118.705, thank you.
Now, for those of you wondering, I'm using the WinWings scenery for Munich, and that one has functioning taxiway bridges, contrary to the default Munich, where you just fall through the bridges. Remember our first 747 video?
Have a good evening.
Contact tower 120.505.
Okay, so, and finally via Kilo 1 to the GA apron right up here. So, Echo 3 to the left, which is here.
Passing behind left to right, behind the traffic, pushback approved, facing south.
Behind the traffic, on right to left.
And then let's see if GSX knows about our parking position. Oh, of course it doesn't.
Lufthansa 70 Bravo, there's traffic in front of us. Should we swing over to Center 2?
Lufthansa 70 Bravo, negative. The traffic is rating for you, and you may taxi to stand.
And Kilo 1 should be somewhere to the right then.
Taxi to stand 254 via Echo 2.
Even though I have a feeling the scenery doesn't simulate that just yet, so
17 uniform on frequency.
suppose we are just gonna leave it at that.
Frequency Lufthansa 17 uniform.
Alright, we'll just go somewhere to the right then and just take a parking, cause I have a feeling that our scenery isn't fully up to date here. Oh, Kilo 1? Okay. Interesting. So, position Delta 1-2. Gotta be straight ahead on that apron over here then. So I gotta correct myself, the scenery is up to date. Okay, that's Golf 21, we don't want to take that one. And then here we go, Golf 1-2. So GSX just didn't know about the parking spots, but they do exist in the scenery. That was my mistake there. And here we are. Alright, let's somehow put it onto the center line. And all the way to the forward stop, please. Here we are. Perfect. So, parking brake is set, then let's just dim it down a little bit further. Okay, shutdown checklist. Parking brake set. Lights are off. Fuel selector. Manual. Then autopilot and trims. Off. Bleeds. Off. Throttle. Cut off. Alright, the engine is running down. Here we go, looking good. Alright, let's go ahead and turn on our lights, and then fuel pump off, generators off, crash lever down. And that's it, that's the shutdown checklist complete. So press to unlock the door, and we can open it up. And the same for our guests at the back of the aircraft. Actually, we can do that from the outside, so let's get out and do what a real pilot would do. So of course we gotta walk around it and not just climb over our guests. And here we go. Well, my friends, and that's it. Welcome to Munich. I hope you enjoyed this flight in the TBM930. I surely did. But now I'm looking forward to your feedback. Leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this one and what you think about our flight and choice of route. And with that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. As always, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing on the channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you for watching and see you all again on the next one.